get low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Brian Giles with Brian Giles MTG. And we're back with more Marvel superhero spoilers for Magic the Gathering. Now, coming up next, we just at the end of our last video, we covered a version of Storm from one of the Commander decks. This is a reskin of Storm from the Marvel Secret Lair. It came out 2 years ago now, and everybody clamored for those cards. So Storm, Force of Nature, in the like the 90s, 80s, 90s, late 80s, and early 90s punk rock Mohawk art, is a green, a blue, and a red and one for a 3/4 legendary mutant hero with flying and vigilance. It has Ceaseless Tempest. Whenever Storm deals combat damage to a player, next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn has Storm. We have Dark Deed, a black and one for an instant that reads target creature gets -4/-4 till end of turn. With Bullseye on it and Electra, yeah, we're down with that. We have Deadly Dispute, black and one for an instant that reads, an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice an artifact or creature, draw 2 cards and create a treasure token. We've got Human Torch, Johnny Storm, which is red and 2 for a 2/2 legendary human hero with flying. When you draw a card, if you control another hero, it deals 1 damage to target opponent. Put 3 +1/+1 counters on Human Torch. Again, that hooks up with other things. So it's a beefy power up, but you can reduce it by 3 using his mana cost when he comes into play. So Lady Loki, Agent of Chaos, is a beefy red and 5 for a 5/5 legendary god sorcerer villain. Whenever you cast your first instant sorcerer villain spell, exile it and exile top cards from your library until you exile a non-land card. It deals damage equal to each opponent, equal to the difference between that spell's mana value and the non-land card's mana value. And you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Yeah, so you're looking at big flashy spells that you want to have come up after you cast a instant sorcery or villain spell. So we got Hellcat, Undying Vigilante. 2 green for a 2/2 legendary human hero with haste. When Hellcat dies, return to the battlefield under owner's control with a +1/+1 counter on her. She loses all abilities and gains haste. So she comes back as a 3/3 with haste. And the thing, Ben Grimm. This is the last of the uncommon Fantastic Four. For a green and 5, you get a 7/7 legendary human hero with trample. Whenever one or more heroes you control deal damage to a player, put 2 +1/+1 counters on the thing. So again, that partners with Johnny Storm. So hoo-ha. We've got Kang Prime, another character from the Commander deck, probably the Doom Commander deck. So a blue, a black, and 3 for a 3/5 human villain with flying. When he enters or attacks, exile cards from the top of your library to the exile non-land card. Put 2 time counters on that card. If it doesn't have suspend, it gains suspend. So, hoo-ha. We've got Loki the Deceiver. This is probably the second commander for the Doom deck. And a blue, a black, and a red, and 1 for a 4/4 God Sorcerer villain. When he attacks, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of another target villain you control, except it isn't legendary and it's an illusion in addition to its other types. Sacrifice that token at the beginning of the next end step. Whenever one or more villains you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. So if you use him and you make a copy of the Doom that creates the 3 Doom bots, Doom will go away, but you still get to keep the 3 Doom bots. So that's going to be an interesting little thing you can do. So, next up we have Okoye. This is from the Black Panther Commander deck. Okoye, Mighty and Adored. Green, white, and 2 for a 3/3 human warrior hero. When she enters, you become the monarch, and when you combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. If that creature attacks the monarch this turn, gains double strike and trample till end of turn. My king is merciful. I am not. Then we have Black Panther Wakandan King from the Secret Lair. So green and white for a 2/2 human noble hero. Legendary human noble hero. With first strike, survey the realm whenever Black Panther or another creature you control enters. Put a +1/+1 counter target land you control. Mind Vibranium. Pay 3. Move all +1/+1 counters from target land you control onto a target creature. If one or more +1/+1 counters are moved this way, you gain that much life and draw a card. Yeah, he's gonna be fun. Put him in your commander deck. We've got Captain America: First Avenger. I like this artwork. I think that in the foil, I wish they had Surge foil for this set, but in the foil this is gonna pop hard. So red, white, and blue for a 4/4 legendary human soldier hero. He's got throw for 3 mana, unattached equipment from Captain America. He deals damage equal to that equipment's mana value, divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. And catch at the beginning of combat. On your turn, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to Captain America. So before combat, you throw your equipment, you hit them with it, and in a commander deck, lots of people were clamoring to make commander decks with high casting costs, stuff like, Excalibur and stuff like that, equipment. And we got Iron Man Titan Innovation, which is the 4th card in the Secret Lair. So blue, red, 3 for a 4/4 legendary artifact human hero with flying and haste. And whenever he attacks, create a treasure token. You sacrifice a non-creature artifact you use to your library for an artifact with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrifice artifact mana value. Put it onto the battlefield, tapped, and shuffle. So hoo-ha. We have Privileged Position, another source material card with She-Hulk in front of the courthouse. So 3 hybrid green-white and 2 for an enchantment reads other permanents you control have hexproof. We have Ravenous Tyrannosaurus. So a red, a green, and 4 for a 6/6 dinosaur with Devour 3. Whenever this creature attacks, it deals damage equal to its power up to 1 other target creature. Excess damage is dealt to that creature's controller instead. So it's a fight spell with fight spell trample, which we've seen on several cards before. Sundering Growth with She-Hulk breaking the 4th wall. So 2 hybrid green-whites for an instant that reads to return an artifact or enchantment, then populate. And for those of you that don't know what populate is, you take tokens and you double them. we have War Leader's Call, which when it was revealed, it was absolutely baller. It's still baller. Lots of people like playing this, so it's a red, a white, and 1 for an enchantment that reads. You get anthem effect of creatures you control get +1/+1, plus a what is it now? I can't think of the thing, but whenever a creature you control enters, enchantment deals 1 damage to each opponent. Dang, I was just fighting something with that the other day. Well, what we got next? Okay, and this is the last of the. This is the last of the secret layers. There were 5 characters in the secret layer, and Wolverine's the best there is. The one outside of Storm. This is another one that a lot of people wanted. So, a red, a green, and 1 for a 2/2 legendary mutant berserker hero with unrivaled lethality, double all the damage Wolverine would deal. Beginning of each end step, if Wolverine dealt damage to another creature this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on him. And he has pay a green and 1 to regenerate him. Next up, we have Heart-Shaped Herb. This is in the commander deck for Black Panther. 4 mana for an artifact that reads, if a source an opponent controls would deal damage to you, prevent 1 of that damage. Pay 2 and sacrifice it. And you can sacrifice a creature. If you do, return that card to the battlefield under its control with 3 +1/+1 counters on it, and you become the monarch. Then we have Origin of the Avengers, a saga that it's white and 1 for a saga that reads Scry 2, and then you may put chapter 2, you may put a hero creature card with mana value 3 or less from your hand onto the battlefield. If you don't, draw a card. Chapter 3, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So, hoo-ha. We have Superheroes Civil War. Another enchantment saga that's a red, white, and 3 for a saga that reads Chapter 1, gain control of up to 2 target creatures with total mana value 6 or less for as long as this saga remains on the battlefield. Creatures you control get +1/+1, gain vigilance till end of turn. Chapter 3, target creature you control fights up to 1 other target creature. Yeah, that's going to go over well. Next up, we have the Ruinous Wrecking Crew. So a black, a red, and an X for a 2/2 legendary human villain. Ruinous Wrecking Crew enters with X +1/+1 counters on it. And when it enters, you can choose up to X. Discard a card, draw a card. Target opponent loses 2 life. Destroy target token. Oh, it'd be a shame if you lost that big old 16/16 Galactus token. Each player sacrifices a creature of their choice. Hoo-ha. So this is arguably really kind of powerful. I like it. I was wondering how they would do it, but yeah, hoo-ha. We have Shield Flying Car, the first vehicle we get. So a blue and 2 for a 3/3 artifact vehicle with flash and flying. When this vehicle enters, except when turn creature control, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control to the beginning of the next end step. Crew it for 1. Not bad. 3 mana for a 3/3 with flash and flying. It's got a low crew cost, and you can blink a creature. Solid. Then we have Reptile Dinomorpher, because Reptile wins. Flawless victory. Sorry, wrong genre. Green mana for a 1/2 legendary human hero. As Brontosaurus, pay 3 generic, and until end of turn it becomes a dinosaur hero mentioned in the Rosewater spoilers. Base power touch with 3/5 and has vigilance and reach. Or Tyrannosaurus for 6 generic to make Reptile become a dinosaur hero with base power touch with 6/6 and trample. So hoo-ha. It's that's cool. Next up, and this is still in the, so we're gonna go here to the comic cover to see what it says. So this Ultron Artificial Malevolence. Die, Avengers Die. I used to have this comic. So 3 generic for a 2/4 legendary artifact creature robot villain. Whenever another non-token artifact you control enters, you may pay 2 generic. If you do, create a token that's a copy of it. If the token isn't a creature, it becomes a 2/2 robot villain creature in addition to its other types. Yeah, people are already trying to break this and make 1,000 Ultron bots. Now, I won't go over too much of the basic lands. I'll kind of slow scroll so you can see them. This mountain reminds me of, one of the original mountains. And again, we're seeing, it's a lot of good stuff. The full art ones. We're seeing some interesting stuff, and so next up is Baron Strucker, Hydra Overlord, which I will talk about on the next video because we're at 23 minutes.